it up on his footwork, but he can throw the ball all around the field. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think they have their defense. They just signed Eric Berry. Running backs are pretty secure. O-line is pretty secure. I mean, I didn't see any other need. Why not to get a quarterback for the future?
Also, I am a sucker for big-armed quarterbacks, and Patrick Mahomes has a cannon.
That's what I'm saying. He's all over the field, man.
He threw for over 5,000 yards this year.
That's a stat.
His arm strength is off the chart.
Former baseball player,
that's
too.
It's exactly why the Kansas City Chiefs went out and got him. You have Alex Smith. You know, he's been a pocket passer for most of his career. He can't get it done in the playoffs. He throws 5 yards every pass almost. You know, and that's a style of play, but it's not really fun to watch.
NFL,
it's not. So that's why they went out and got a gunslinger. It's sort of
working for the Chiefs, though.
But they can't win in the playoffs.
Exactly. That's another thing. I think they're going to give.
I just don't understand it.
They're going to give Smith another year. Mahomes on the bench, like every team should do, unless you draft the number 1, because then you really believe that they're ready.
Yeah.
Or number 2 with Trubisky.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
But
Glennon's got that covered.
So, I think that's what's going to happen. They give him another year. They see what he's got. And I think, the Chiefs have all the opportunities to make the playoffs this year. And I think they can, again. But I just don't see them going far in it. So
now with Alex Smith, you won't go far.
Pat Mahomes could not have landed in a better spot. And the Chiefs had the luxury to make this move because they're such a good team.
You know who I think has the best spot, though?
Who?
Deshaun Watson.
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad
He's in the perfect place because they need a quarterback.
Perfect place. Clemson, the Clemson connection. Watson, the Hopkins. Great defense, made the playoffs, but, obviously the lack of quarterback has been the problem.
Yeah, I'm glad they got a good quarterback.
Got a good O-line, good running backs, good wide receivers around him, good tight ends.
He might start week 1.
I hope he does.
I'm not sold on Tom Savage.
I expect him to. I really expect him to.
They're saying that. Excuse me, sorry, I didn't mean to
interrupt.
Go ahead.
But
they're saying that just so they have a good story, faithful story. So it's like, oh, Tom Savage right now is our starter. They're going to have a competition. They're going to be like, oh, Watson pulled it out just for the entertainment of the story. I'm telling you, I bet they already know Watson's going to be the starter, but they're going to do it just so you get all that coverage and buzz around it.
He's going to be the only quarterback from this draft that's going to start week 1.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I can agree with that
immensely.
100%. Yeah.
Definitely.
So the Raiders selected Garyon Conley out of OSU. He'd have been picked higher if not for the fact that there's a rape allegation hanging over him. Keyword allegation. We don't know if anything happened.
We don't know what happened between him and the lady. Yep.
Personally, I'd have been hard-pressed to have picked him in the top 15. But what are your thoughts on the pick?
I think it's a good move. I mean, there's just not enough evidence yet to know. And obviously, if that incident does come out to be true, that's maybe a flaw in the Raiders. Could have used it on someone else. But, it's good to take risk. They're an all-around built team anyways. So I think the cornerback position, like, it's not, if they lose that, say, whatever he gets suspended or whatever the situation is, it's not going to hurt them too much because they do have a good team already. So I think that's why it's like almost a safe pick just in case. Because then if he does pan out and everything's fine.
I don't know. I would not classify this as a safe pick. There's a very reasonable chance he could spend an extended period of time in prison.
No, but I'm saying it's a safe pick where if he works out, then
if he works out. Okay.
But if not, then it's not going to hurt them too much. Like, I don't think it's...
That's a first-round pick that's never going to see the field.
Yes, no, understandable, but I'm saying in terms of the team...
inside linebacker was a much bigger need for them, and Reuben Foster was right there. Nice. That would have been a good pick for the Raiders.
They have Perry Riley Jr., Bruce Irvin.
Yep.
He's still on there. Lil Mack, of course, the All-Pro, Pro Bowler.
So, had at Buffalo.
He's a beast.
He is. So, all right, let's take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be talking hockey next. But first, join WHPC at Touch a Truck, where kids can get up close and go inside all sorts of trucks and construction vehicles. This Saturday, April 29th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Eisenhower Park. Admission is free. More details at WBLI.com. Thanks to 102.3 WBAB and 106.1 BLI for letting WHPC be a part of the fun.
Oh, hi. Do you know what this is the sound of? It's the sound of me getting rewarded for doing my part to prevent wildfires. See, right now I'm getting a big, remarkably heartfelt bear hug from Smokey Bear. Thanks, big guy. And now we're shaking. Okay. First, I made sure there were no low-hanging branches when I set up my campfire. Hey, Smokey, let me down for just a second. I need to make sure everyone can hear this. There we go. Then, when we were packing up to leave, I drowned out my campfire, stirred it, drowned it out again, and then made sure to feel it if it was cold. Oh, Smokey! Smokey Bear really loves it when you do that, don't you, Smokey? Oh, he lets his hugs do the talking. Visit SmokeyBear.com to learn tips to prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You know the feeling when you hear sounds of hip-hop and reggae? Well, you're in for a treat. It's flavorful, extraordinary, and mind-blowing.
It's saucy.
Tune into It's Saucy, where I cook up and dish out the latest news in hip-hop and reggae. There will be interviews with artists and students, along with trending topics on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. This is your voice for all things saucy.
Ooh, saucy.
You don't want to miss out. This is DJ Steph. Listen to me on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock here on The Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Kaya weighed just 1 pound 1 ounce at birth and endured a grueling 163 days in the hospital. Her story has a happy ending, but many of the 1 in 10 babies born prematurely in the United States do not. You can change that. Give babies like Kaya a chance to be born healthy by helping the March of Dimes fund research and programs that fight premature birth. Give families hope. Sign up today at marchforbabies.org.
Listening to Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Jake Falk, sitting across from me, Brandon Johnson. You can follow on Twitter at StephJohnson_. Dominic Arbolino, you can follow on Twitter at Darts5258.
For all Jets news.
Eric Fischetti, you can follow on Twitter at Sergeant Fish when he ever lives to tweet anything.
Yes, there is.
You can follow me on Twitter at Real Jake Valk. And, you know, you can't follow Eleanor on Twitter, unfortunately, but we are fortunate enough to have her here. Eleanor, great to have you as always.
Thank you.
The true hockey maven is in the building, so that means we must talk about hockey. The second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs started on Wednesday, and we're already one game into each series. We got to analyze them. I'll go through each series, and then we'll talk about them. Sound good, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right, and let's start with the local one, Senators-Rangers. So happy Senators won. Oh, my goodness gracious.
I would like to see the Senators pull this off.
I would too.
At the same time, I don't know. I feel like the Rangers have the edge in this. I hate to say it, but I will say I would like to see Ottawa pull it off. I would like to see them win because, But even if whoever wins this round, I think is going to lose next round, whether it's versing the Capitals or the Penguins. So
I would tend to agree with that, actually.
Yeah, so I feel like no matter what, both of these teams are going to lose at some point.
I would think the Rangers would beat the Senators, but
yeah, me too.
Lundqvist is just unbelievable.
He stood on his head in game
He
one.
had no help whatsoever.
He was in horrible positioning for some of those saves, but then he made up for it. It was like, wait a second, did he just do that?
Yeah, but that's definitely the flaw with the Rangers.
And you
now.
can't win if you can't score. So his offense needs to help him out also.
This is true too. Only need one goal to win.
But that's been the flaw of the Rangers. I feel like now, because some of the Dan Girardi's getting old. He's not what he used to be. They just don't have. They don't have the defense.
I will tell you who's been impressing me. Brendan Smith.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's been playing really well.
Yep.
And Kevin Hayes has been playing
well. And I think
well.
Brady Shea is very, very good.
Yes,
I really like him.
Me too.
But yeah, this is a series I could see going to at least 6 or 7 games. But I would love to see Ottawa pull this out, but I have a feeling the Rangers are.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I agree with you. But it kills me to say it. Penguins Capitals. I know someone who's happy.
This is just beating it down. Like they always play. It's just like
you know what? You're right. You're right. It's lost its appeal to me.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's playoff hockey. I'm gonna watch
and it's
it.
a great series. It's two great teams. Don't get me wrong, but it's almost like it's been beaten down.
It's Crosby versus Ovechkin over and over and over.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady. It happened all the time. It's like, yeah, these are the two best quarterbacks in the NFL, but how many times can we really see it?
Yeah, definitely.
I obviously love these two teams playing against each other. I think it's one of the best rivalries. The Ovechkin-Crosby. It was a really good game last night. Marc-Andre Fleury is just proving himself over and over and over again. I'm so happy for him. It was just a good game.
Obviously, I didn't watch it. I was watching the NFL draft.
Yeah.
I was glued in. From 7 to 8, I was watching Rangers Senators and Bucks Raptors. Then at 8 o'clock, it was the draft. all the way through.
Even the Yankee game, they were playing the Red Sox. I didn't even watch it.
No, neither did I.
Yeah, and didn't they?
They won 3-0.
Complete shutout.
Masahiro Tanaka pulled a Maddox. It was amazing.
No, but going back to the series, I think the Penguins are going to take it.
Yeah.
I
just
don't know,
the Capitals just can't beat them. And Nick Bonino is so clutch for the Penguins against the Capitals. He's so good. And Braden Holtby, he played well last night, but he has to play better.
Braden Holt beast. He will. I like Holtby.
I
love
him too,
Holtby
but
too.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Because he's a damn good goalie. That's why.
Still though.
Dream scenario for the Islanders. Let's get it.
Dream scenario for the Islanders. Martin Brodeur in his prime.
And winning a cup.
Predators Blues.
Preds.
Blues.
Preds are going to win the cup.
You know what? That's not crazy.
They're the hot team with the hot goalie.
Pekka Rinne has looked like the second coming.
I'm telling
so
you.
Good.
I am not giving up on my Western Conference team. I'm saying Blues in 7.
So I think the Blues can do this. They have to stay out of the penalty box because Predators went 2 for 3 in Game 1 on power plays. Kevin Fiala, Predators losing him to a broken femur is a big loss. That's
really
a big
sucked.
loss.
I like Fiala.
Yeah, I like him too. I felt so bad watching him. I think the Blues can do it, but the Predators are really hot, and Pekka Rinne is standing on his head. So
Preds Oilers Western Conference Finals. That's different.
Yeah.
That is
That'd be
very
fun.
different.
I'll tell you, Pekka Rinne, maybe with the exception of Lundqvist, maybe is playing like the best goalie in the NHL right now.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
And that's not as crazy as it sounds. Like when you think of best NHL goalies, you don't think of Pekka Rinne, but he's been amazing.
They have the forwards, they have the defensemen, and it's just an all-around complete team that is just on fire right now. And you know, if you get that in the NHL playoffs, that's what team rolls.
Yep.
Last, but definitely not least, Oilers Ducks. Oilers winning on Wednesday 5-3. I didn't see that coming. I actually thought the Ducks would have a pretty easy time with the Oilers.
I think the Oilers are the real deal.
But that's
more to
because
come.
you still like Taylor Hall.
He's not even on the Oilers anymore.
I know, but he used to play for the Oilers, and you still like him.
No, I
still
like
looking him.
Connor
and they look like
McDavid,
him.
Jordan Eberle. I don't know.
No,
they're impressive
I love
young
Edmonton.
team.
I
for a
love
lot
watching
of,
them play.
Because they're
really
also
I do too.
they're so young. Like think of how good their future is.
Yeah.
And
They were my sleeper pick to win the cup.
okay.
You know what? My friend actually said something cool to me this morning. Like if you had the Oilers and Penguins in the cup, say the Oilers win, it's almost like passing.
Did you just say Oilanders?
Sorry if I did. You know, you know what I meant. So you have
What's between New York and Edmonton?
you
Kansas.
have say, and then let's say the Oils. Why can't I say it right now? I can't get it out.
team in
Oilers. There we go.
Edmonton.
They win.
Say it with me.
They win, and then it's almost like Crosby passes the crown over to McDavid because now McDavid's like because you know that was the comparison between for Connor McDavid. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was interesting, even though I couldn't say Oilers. So
I was going to say, you kind of killed your point there.
yeah,
I think the Ducks are still going to beat the Oilers just from experience.
I actually think the Ducks are going to advance to the Stanley Cup out of the West. They're my pick.
I think the Oilers are faster, though. I like the
I'm
Oilers.
still on the
faster.
Preds.
Of course
I'm
they're
just-
faster, but I do think that the Ducks are more well-rounded. I do think they have the better goalie.
Yeah.
I just think that Perry and Getzlaff, they're my
Scory
favorite.
Perry.
Scory Corey Perry. The best 1-2 punch in the NHL as far as I'm concerned. I think Anaheim has it.
Honestly, I think the Ducks are overlooking the Oilers.
I can see that.
That's not a crazy thing to say. Because they should have beaten them at home. And
Yeah.
they gave up 5 goals.
Yeah, they should have, because you know what, Eleanor, you hit on it. It's experience over everything. But I don't know. I feel like that's when teams play their best. You know, like they get fired up, like we shouldn't be here. Everyone's writing us off. The Anaheim Ducks are writing us off. Let's go out there and show them like what we have. And I don't know. I like Edmonton. I really do.
I'm not going to kill you for that. I like Edmonton,
I like Edmonton too. I think they could beat the Ducks.
I think they can,
But the
but I'm
Preds are
still
gonna
going to
win.
pick Anaheim.
Yeah, I'm picking Anaheim.
So the Islanders re-signed Dennis Seidenberg to a 1-year deal worth $1.25 million. Last year, he had 22 points in 73 games. Dominic, what are your thoughts on the deal, my friend?
I think it's the right deal. I mean, you just get a safety like defenseman back for a year. But I will admit I would like to see Pulak come up. So I'm kind of mad at the whole.
Kind of interesting. Pulak might be picked by the Golden Knights in the expansion.
I know.
I hope
yeah,
not.
I know.
I hope not.
That's something that we're going to need to start
I think there's a good chance.
thinking about. What are the Islanders going to do with the expansion draft?
I'm kind of indifferent about this move. I mean, like to me, there's other defensemen that are well deserving of playing time, like